Hello YouTube, Sunday afternoon. I've gone for a walk up North Hill. You've been on this walk with me once before with Babes. She's no longer with me now. She died about a year and a half ago now. It's the first time I've been out since then. It's a bit weird coming out here without my dog, but it's stopped raining. I'll clip you on my bag and see how we get on. Minot Harbour down there. And my plan for today is to go round and then down along the harbour. I normally walk to the end and back, but today I'm going to do something a little bit different. We'll see if there's a path that leads down. Set a timer. 20 minutes. I'm trying a couple more settings on this camera today. I'm keeping it at 4K, but I've changed a few of the settings because when I upload them to my computer they look really good, and then when I upload them to YouTube they're really blown out and horrible, and I don't know if it's the conversion from YouTube or not. I heard some songbirds just a minute ago. I can't hear any now at the minute, and I wonder if I've spooked them, but being a Sunday afternoon, there's a lot of ramblers about. Big crash down there. Hope it wasn't a car. It's crashing and banging. It's the 7th of December, around 20 past 12. I've got a couple hours spare, so I thought I'd come out and have a walk. Like I said, this is the first time I've been out since Babe died, or Babes, should I say. I just couldn't motivate myself to come out, because she used to love coming out, and I lost a very good friend and companion. She went everywhere with me, slept on the end of my bed, kept my feet warm. But sometimes when I'm sat down in the front room, what she used to do is come and sit next to me and put her head on my lap. And every now and then, I feel something touch up against my leg. And I go to reach down to pat her and she's not there. It's quite bizarre, really. It's like she's there. I can't hear any birds, or there's no signs of quarry about today. We had some heavy rain the last few days and some really, really strong wind. I suppose they're tucked up in their nests for winter. What I'm trying to do is get down to the bottom there. I don't even know if there a path exists. But you know me, I like going off the beaten track, so if I can't find a path, I'll try and make one. I don't want to be falling down there. There's been enough trees blown down in the last few days without me falling down there and taking a few out. Today I'm rocking my Jackpot Tundra boots. They're thermal lined, completely waterproof, and I've got my onesie on. I did put my new kit on yesterday, but it's a bit hot because it's all thermal lined. You need to be in the minuses really. Afternoon. Some people, you know, arrogant. It's the trouble with England, you know, they walk straight past you without making eye contact. Not a friendly place. Right, coming up to a fork now. There's 3 different paths. There's the higher road. I normally go down through the middle one. It's the last walk I came up here with babes and yourselves. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go down the lower one and see where that takes me. Plenty of grip on these boots, so I'm not worried about the path being a bit slippery because I've got plenty of grip. And an awesome pair of boots. I did try wearing them in the summer, but because they're thermal lined, they tend to make your feet sweat. But in cold days like this, and especially wet days, you know, you can walk through long grass and you know your feet are going to be completely dry. So if you're thinking about getting a pair of boots, they're a bit long. And when I mean long, I mean high. They come up your shin quite a bit. So if you have them too tight, they can rub the back of your shins a little bit. Oh, it's quite steep there. Ooh. Nearly fell off the side. Thumbs up if you want me to see me fall. I think one of the settings I've done on this camera is taking it from wide angle and put it on normal, and that also took the picture quality from fine to normal, because I found even with everything turned up max, the picture quality, especially when I uploaded it to YouTube, just looked so washed out and crap. Maybe it's just the camera, you know. Close-ups, if you look at my hand, You know, it's really, really good. But as soon as you start looking far away, the picture seems to blur out and wash out a little bit. I was going to bring my new camera. I bought a Canon 800D for vlogging while I'm on campsites and stuff, and a tripod, but they forecast very heavy rain this afternoon, and I didn't really want to bring it out in the rain. It's not waterproof, but it's a lot of money to ruin on a walk. It came with a standard kit lens, and then I bought a nifty 50, and the picture quality on portraits with a bokeh effect is amazing, absolutely amazing. I'm going to try and revisit that waterfall you've seen in one of my previous videos. Take some good quality pictures, and maybe get some time dilation pictures, and maybe even a time lapse. I don't think I've ever been down this way. Like I said, I always go either the top road or the middle road, because that takes you down to the bottom field. But this way, I think, takes you back around along the seafront. Well, I'm hoping it does anyway, because it's a hell of a hill to climb back up if it doesn't. This is that building. You may have seen me point out on a previous video, looking down from up there. Looks like an old building. It's a shame it ain't got a roof on it, you know. I wonder what it was. From at the top, it actually looked like it was further down the hill than that. I thought this building here was, or this ruin, should I say, was further down there. Oh, I just seen a squirrel then. Good for time. 10 minutes. I'm still playing. Yeah, he's still on. This GoPro clone's got Wi-Fi, but I just cannot connect it to my phone at all. I've downloaded the app and it just doesn't pick it up. My Canon 800D's also got built-in Wi-Fi, and it picks it up no problem at all. I wrote to Go Extreme, and they recommend me turn it off and then on, which I've done several times, and I still can't get it to connect. It just doesn't see it, which is a shame, because then I could, you know, keep an eye on what's recording and how long for, without having to keep tilting you up and stopping and starting you. I've been using my camera. I've done a time lapse, 1500 frames at 1 frame a second. I think it was about 2 minutes long or something stupid like that, of the sun coming up over Minehead in the morning. We're going to be walking that way in a minute, hopefully. And the lane seems to split into two here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually turn right and walk back down. Well, there's something you don't normally see in the middle of the woods. A telegraph pole. Looks like a phone line. It must be for the farm at the other end. Oh, I might not. Hang on, what's this thing here say? Look. Footpath, Covercliff, 1/4 mile. Bradley Way Green, Bradley Way North Hill, Bradley Way Minehead. Bridle Way, sorry. Bloody hell. Footpath, Covercliff. I think I'm going to walk down this way. I was going to go back down there, but I like the look of this path. What are we doing for time? 15 minutes. What I'll have to do is stop you and start you again in 5 minutes, because this camera only records a maximum of 25 minutes, and I've lost some footage by forgetting to do it, and the camera turning off, and it's a bit of a waste then. But yeah, I'm just glad to get back out. One part of me wants another dog, and the other part of me don't, because I love my dog so much, and I'm worried that if I get another dog and I don't see Babes in her, or she's got the same temperament as Babes, I'm worried that I'm going to shun her, and and then it's cruel for the dog, and it's a bit cruel for me, so I've decided against it. Also with work, it's getting a little bit better now, but the last year I've been creaming the overtime and doing 60 plus hours a week, which they've ended all that now, so hopefully I'll have a little bit more time to myself. It's quite open down there. There's a tree over there, look, blown down. Some lovely old spruce trees in there. And if I was in the Mediterranean, I'd say they were olive trees, but they could be olive trees, but there's certainly no olives on them. I wonder if I can actually get down there. It might be a mistake coming this way, but just got to pull my sock up a minute. Yeah, like I said, these boots do ride up your shin quite a bit, so I've got to try and leave the top loop pretty loose on it, otherwise I'm in terrible agony with it rubbing against the back of my shin. Apart from that, I've got no quibble with these boots at all. Well worth the money. I got them, I think I got them from eBay. They were $59.99 English pounds, which is probably $65-70, and the same again in euros. They're worth every penny, especially if you do a lot of walking in the wet and across fields and in mud. Look, the path goes up there, look. I'll have to save that one for another day, but it's going downhill now. Looks like I'm going to be heading out onto the beach. I've got a couple more minutes. Make sure you're still running. Yeah, we're still running. I've got a couple more minutes and then I'll stop here. I bought a hammock, but I'm 6'2" and 21 stone. It's supposed to be rated for 300 kilos, but I tend to break things quite easily, so I'm a bit reluctant to try it out. But I've got a Dutch Army tent, and it's a lovely tent. It's so nice, keeps you warm, keeps you dry. It's got a really nice ground sheet, like a rubberized ground sheet. I've never had any problems with condensation or getting wet during thunderstorms and stuff like that. The only quibble is it weighs about 15.5 pounds, and it just, you know, it's one of them you need to throw in the boot of your car, drive to a campsite or on the hills, wherever you're going to go camping, and then not walk very far, and then put the tent up. So I'm after a backpacking tent, preferably 2-man, because I'm the size of most normal males. Like I said, I'm 6'2" and 21 stone, which is light enough for a backpack. I'm a cheapskate, so I don't want to spend a lot of money. I've been looking at some tents on Billoutdoors, and the Van Gogh range seemed quite good. Millets have also got some good tents around the £100 mark. I just want to ask if any of you guys had any recommendations. Oh, I know where we are. Oh, awesome. Oh, I never knew that. I thought it actually brought you down onto the beach, but it's actually brought us down to the field at the end of the harbour. There used to be a guy what lived there in the woods, just on the edge of the screen, in a tarpaulin. But a walker found him dead about 3 years ago, maybe a little bit longer, which was a shame really, because he was a nice chap, but he lived there for years. What I'll do is I'll wait for this walker to go past, and then I'll sit down. There's a squirrel over there, look, 2 of them. Well, that didn't even last 20 minutes, so I'm going to set the timer again for another 20 minutes. Well, what I've done, I don't know how far I got, but there was a couple of squirrels up there, and there's a nice bench here, and I thought I'd sit down. I'll take the view in a bit. That's Wells over there, and it's just the Bristol Channel, and then you've got Bristol further up there, Weston-super-Mare, High Bridge, and Hinkley Point, and we're walking towards Minehead now. Yeah, so I don't know how far back the actual camera turned off, but I bought myself a hammock, and I'm after a tent, something which is nice and light, quite cheap. The most important thing, it has to be waterproof. This Dutch Army tent I've got, it's amazing. I don't suffer from any condensation at all with it, because you've got plenty of vents. It's nice and warm in the winter, Unfortunately, it's far too heavy to go backpacking with. I've been looking at Millets and Billoutdoors and Coleman and Burgas and all the other makes. OEX. They look awesome tents. The only thing is, the tent I'm after, they do a bright yellow one or a blood orange one, whereas the Vango tend to be a nice green. And I don't really want to stand out like a sore thumb when I go camping. So it's a toss-up between a Vango. I've been looking at the Vango Blade. They say it's alright for people at 6'4", but most of the reviews I've seen on YouTube are tiny little guys setting them up in the dry in the summer and putting them up in their back garden, or either they're dealers and they just want you to buy their products, so they'll say anything. You know how good they are and that, but there's not really that many real world scenarios with people of my size and my height actually using them, so I'm a bit reluctant to spend about 150 quid to get one. I'd like a two-man tent because there'd be plenty of room. Also, if it's got a little porch, so if the elements do come in bad, then I'm going to walk over. I've just spotted a tent. I wonder if this is the actual tent where that chap used to live. Whether they've kept it up for respect, I don't know, but we'll have a walk through here. Oh, it's so nice to be out. Look, there's a tent under the trees there. I don't know if they're abandoned or people are actually living there. But what a place to live. Beautiful. Tucked out the rain. They've been there for years and years and years. And I guess once you're under the radar and you're not causing a scene, and you know, you don't give people any ammunition to cause a complaint, you tend to get left alone, and they're living right on the beach, well, 100 yards from the beach. I'm surprised this place is still here, you know, with the way things going and all our green belts disappearing. I'm surprised they haven't built 1,000 houses here. I don't know if this camera will pick it up, but you've got Butlins in the background and the new flats they built. Luxury apartments, only for the rich only. Coming up to 10 minutes. Yeah, I didn't start recording until I got to the beginning of the walk. Even though I walked up the hill, you didn't really want to watch me huff and puff climbing that big steep hill. And that's where we were. We were up that top road up there. We've got these little, they look like bus shelters. But I've never really seen that many people there, whether it's different in the summer. Like I said, I don't normally come this way. There's some more tents hidden in the hedge over there, look. An orange one and a dark blue one. I don't know how well this camera will pick it up. I didn't see any stack pipes coming from those tents, so they must be awfully cold. Coming up to winter now. Well, it's like I said, it's the 7th of December. We had a cold snap a couple of weeks ago, and it actually hit the minuses, -4. Today's about 6 or 7 degrees. So it's not overly cold, but I didn't see any smoke from outside fires or anything, so maybe that's how they keep under the radar, by not not taking the piss, and with a big neon sign saying look, we're here, and keep themselves to themselves, and that's how they get away with it. Gonna come up to where I took that time lapse of the sun coming up over the hills back in the spring. Look at the lovely spruce up there. You know, the clouds are soaring past us today. It would have been awesome to do a time lapse. So I think the little tripod I got is it's only a cheap and nasty one from eBay. It's okay when it's completely folded up and you're sat with it in your tent, but on a windy day like this, it'd be rocking to and from. A very strong westerly wind today, maybe southwesterly. But it keeps swirling about, so it's quite hard to tell. It feels like it's coming from the north now, but that's the north that way, so it's pretty much west-ish. I don't know if I've told you, my youngest daughter's going to have a baby, her and her partner. Sorry about that, my battery went flat and it had only been about 12 minutes, so I put a new one in. So there we get on. Alright, take it back on the bag and carry on. That wind is very strong today. Feels like a gusting at 30-40 mile an hour. Afternoon. See what I mean? Arrogant. People are so arrogant. It's like they're scared to say hi or something, you know? people down there just come and sit in their car, bring a flask and some tea, and just sit there. It's quite bizarre. Oh, I didn't set a timer. And keep an eye on you. I think that other battery lasted about 30 minutes. I am recording at 4K, so that tends to eat a little bit more. Seagulls putting a show on for you. Noisy buggers. There's somebody over there digging worms. It's not quite cold enough for the cod yet. I haven't heard anyone talking about catching. We had some people screaming about the amount of haddock they were catching down there a year ago, and the shore was lined with fishermen trying to catch him, and a friend of mine went out and he caught a huge fish, probably 6 or 7 pound in weight. Just come here and sit down on Sunday afternoon with a flask. Each to their own, I guess. I'm not having a roast dinner today. My daughter and her boyfriend stayed out last night, and as I was leaving the house just a minute ago, they came in. So I told them I was going for a walk, but I've got some chicken thighs and some fresh ginger and lemon and coriander, so I should go home and do a stir fry over a little bit of broccoli for me dinner today. Beef prices at the minute is so expensive here, and lamb as well. You know, if you want a leg of lamb, you're looking at 25-30 quid, which is probably $35-40. So those videos I see on YouTube when they're eating 2 kilo tomahawk steaks, I do envy you. That sounds nice in the phone. Although if I brought my wallet, I could have actually gone in the pub for my Sunday dinner, but then I would have had to try and walk home. And I've got to go back up a steep hill yet, so maybe it's for the best. Let's have a quick look over the harbour. The tracks down there look like the Mars Curiosity tracks, and that's wet sand, so I'm sure if Mars was as dusty and dry as they say it is, they wouldn't have left tracks like they have done. To me that says wet ground, if they've even been to Mars. Coming up to 5 minutes. It's a shame this camera hasn't got a little flashing or blinking LED on the top of it to let you know that you're still recording. Maybe I'll try and hack it. All right. There's a lovely pub down there called The Key, and they serve a fantastic pint of Guinness. The owner, she really knows how to pour a good pint of Guinness. You know, she'll fill it up 3/4 of the way and then wait. You know, you've got to wait for your drink, and then she'll top it up, but it puts such a lovely creamy thick head on it, which lasts right to the bottom. Just makes you want more. Whereas some commercial pubs like the Wetherspoons, you know, they sort of like pour it in one go, and you get a paper thin head, and it's just not the same. There should be a cutway I can cut through and start walking up the hill in a minute. I hope I haven't gone past it. The sun's come out, it's quite nice now. Still recording. Well, I've got my beard back, you've probably seen that earlier on in the video. Decided to grow it again for the winter. And with my cap on, my daughter says I look like a trucker. Could be worse. I think I'd give a little shout out to Scott's grandparents. They asked why I haven't uploaded a video recently. So big shout out to them and a wave if you're watching. Here's that cut through up the steps. There's another walk up through there, which I've no idea where it goes. Maybe if I turn right, instead of turning left when I said I was going to turn right, it brings you out here, but I'll leave that for another day. I'm going to have a nice cup of tea now. Take the view in. A glorious afternoon. I hope you're all ready for Christmas, because I certainly didn't. I haven't got anything yet. Marina Garden and zigzag footpath leading to Weber's Garden and North Hill. Oh, so it does lead up there then. Ah. So that's where that path takes you then. Still recording. I haven't done any vlogs on my new camera yet. Only a time lapse. This hill seems to go on forever. And cross over. I hope it comes out, this footage, because it'll be a wasted journey otherwise. I enjoyed the walk. I've seen some quarry. It's coming up to 15 minutes. I don't know how long the walk was. I'll Google map it when I get home and measure it. I'm going to say about 3 kilometres, maybe a bit less. And it's probably an hour walk. Like I said, I didn't record the first 10-15 minutes because it was only walking up a really steep hill, and That's another hill. Let's get to the top of this one. There's only a baby hill after that. I think when the time goes on this one now, I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm about 5 minutes from my home. You don't really want to watch the last steps. That's that then, YouTube. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I have. I'll see you in the next one.